This week on Coffin Fodder, take a sick day because we are watching Samara Weaving and Stephen Yeun in Mayhem.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I like to dissect girls.
This is God.
We have such sights to show you.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I see dead red.
Even in hell. Oh, yes. Oh, no tears, please.
They're here.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to Coffin Fodder episode 20. I am your illustrious host, Mike Werby, and I am joined by the never-ending capitalist wage slave, Kyle Mittelborough.
Too accurate.
And, of course, a man who's long dreamed of killing his boss, Brady Simser.
True. Hello.
And today we are talking about the 2017 action thriller horror film violent time Mayhem.
Yeah.
Needs at least 6 adjectives.
It does.
So, Mayhem is a film directed by Joe Lynch, follows a man named Derek and a lady named Melanie as they sort of climb the corporate ladder, murdering everybody kind of along the way.
Murdering everyone in their path.
Yeah, so that's basically the movie. There's a virus.
Not the zombie virus.
It's very much the 28 Days Later.
It's a very rage virusy thing.
Yeah,
But it doesn't turn you into a zombie. It makes all your emotions go to another level, and there's no filter.
You act out like your fucking worst impulses, essentially.
Yeah.
However, I thought since the movie came out in 2017, I don't know if they did this I don't know what the filming schedule and stuff was like, so I can't say for sure, but this feels like very Trumpy. Because 2016 versus to 2020 would have been his run.
Yeah.
So this felt, because they literally say things like it makes you lose your scruples and you become morally bankrupt and stuff like that.
Yeah, you could be.
And I was like, are they doing? Because it's the red something virus too, right?
Yeah.
And red is the color of the Republican Party in the States.
Yeah. See, I didn't think of that because I didn't watch this until way later. It was probably during COVID times when we were all sitting around doing nothing but watching movies. So I didn't watch it with that in mind that it was a 2017 film, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well pointed out.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be that the movie, they were working on the movie, and they worked that into it based on, because I don't know what the timeline.
Possible. Yeah.
I don't know if that was part of the process to begin with, or if they kind of looked at what was happening and how it related to their story, and that's kind of, they were like, oh, we can weave this huge thing that's happening right now into our movie.
Yeah, dude, you're blowing my mind a little bit. Yeah, I didn't think of that. So
Many years of professional film analysis.
I see that. I'm just thinking back now to all the things where, it can kind of tie into that. Well, obviously it ties into capitalist America, right? Yeah. And I guess you're right in the sense that, if Trump isn't the ideal of capitalist America, I don't know what else would better fit that description.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yes.
He's a great guy, and I hope he never dies.
Friend of the show.
And this week's special guest is...
True horror.
Yes, definitely a horror.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
So I guess Derek, he's explaining how what the virus is essentially. That
it's got not a cold open. I would say maybe it's even a hard open. Right? Yeah, it jumps into the virus as it's introducing the story to you. So it kicks off with the idea that you already know.
And explains sort of the Purge-esque rules behind the virus, based on a lawsuit that he himself, I believe, was involved in.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that the first time I'd watched it. I don't even know if I realized that the second time I watched it, or I just flubbed.
What's a big info dump at the beginning?
Okay, maybe I just.
It's like 3 or 4 minutes of just him talking.
That he had won that lawsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And that's how he secured his position at the firm or whatever it is.
Yeah, because he's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Well, he's not as. That's kind of the problem. He's not as big of a deal as he would like to be. But
nevertheless, he stomps on some toes while he's
cold as ice.
Yeah,
cold as ice, willing to sacrifice.
He is.
So he's our central character, and then we are also We're also following Melanie.
Yeah,
Melanie Cross.
Samara Weaving.
Yes.
I had to get another one in there.
Yep.
It's not by coincidence. She's the screen queen, man, as far as I'm concerned. So.
Ready or Not, definitely a future episode. I love Ready or Not.
Yeah, there's 2 more from her that I'd like to do, and that's one of them.
She's trying to save her grandma's house or something, or her mom's house.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's her grandma's house. Yeah, it's going.
It's going to get they're going to foreclose on it and take it, and she's trying to get some extra time on the loan so that they can do whatever.
That's right.
Yeah,
and he decides that it's actually more cost effective if we foreclose right now.
Yeah.
Essentially, and kicks her out,
yeah,
has her dragged out by security.
That's right. It'll save the firm money if they just
cut her loose.
Yeah.
Fuck you, grandma.
Yeah.
He
is cold as ice.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, that is them at odds right from the start, and then that kind of precipitates where the that red virus kind of leaks in through the vents or whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's right after that moment.
Because she's still in the building.
Yes.
The thing is,
yeah,
it's sort of like a video game plot.
It is. The plot is so thin. I know.
It's basically just like a series of boss fights.
That's exactly what this movie is. So we can just talk about that, because trying to talk about the plot in this movie is pointless. I didn't pick it because it's really well thought out. There's the underlying theme of, essentially, it puts Stephen Yeun's character Derek Cho and Samara Weaving's Melanie opposed to the company, right? So, and that's it. That's the whole story. But then from there, it just becomes this fucking kick-ass speed thriller.
I was kind of getting the raid vibes as well.
It seemed me too.
Because they're climbing the building, and killing more and more people as they get up.
Yep.
And then at the top is the boss.
Right, and that's exactly what it is. Even down to the way the SWAT moves in and they go into quarantine. I immediately thought of Raid, which I had watched not all that much sooner than I'd watched this.
Oh, the Raid fucking rules!
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the best action movies ever.
So, part of what drew me to this film, or made me think of it for this podcast, was because of that. Because Raid's a great movie, a great action movie. I remember watching this and thinking, hey, that's some pretty passable action. Tons of gore, lots of sweet kills, fast-paced as hell, even though it's cheesy and corny and there's not a lot else going on. It's a great time, right?
Yeah. I enjoyed it enough that I wasn't looking at my watch or anything.
Good, yeah, like it is. It's fun, right?
It's a very popcorny, as we've sort of talked about in the past, sort of a popcorn kind of movie. Just dumb fun, essentially.
Dumb fun, and I think it's important to have those once in a while. And at least for me, it had been a while. Most of my last picks have been very, I guess, thought-provoking. But it doesn't always have to be that way. This could just be a blood-fueled stomp through. You said like a video game levels of climbing a fire.
It went right down to literally getting the key cards.
Well,
that's what he's doing. They're killing. You kill the boss and you get the key card to go fight the next boss.
And it's like there's every character that's introduced is almost introduced the way you would introduce like a comic book.
Because they all have their own nickname.
Yeah, they have a nickname and like a
it's
style.
Like, she's the siren. Right. He's the judge.
Yeah,
they're like the whatever. I'm like, they just sound like
their shit.
These basically sound like video game bosses.
That's exactly what it was, and I think that's on purpose. Well, I mean, obviously it's on purpose, but it's cool. That's part of the movie. It's just a stupid movie, and I think it's fun to watch. An angry wage slave of America stomp his way through upper management to go take revenge on his boss.
Well, I think we've all dreamed of, to a certain extent, particularly taking revenge on the assholes at the top.
Always.
Who never, ever, ever get their comeuppance.
Exactly. We've talked about
They get away with everything all the time.
Yeah.
Totally fine. It's totally fine in the 80s if you're doing cocaine as long as you're a rich white dude.
Yep.
That's very true.
That's it. I mean, I don't know if the 80s has to be the single out of years. I think it's still probably
it's a lot of that it's still a lot. There's a lot of it going on, but I remember that was like the cocaine high time.
Absolutely.
And that was like the biggest double standard in the world. All the stockbrokers are high out of their fucking minds on coke. But the cops are only in the hood, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
where just as much crime happens on the other side of things.
Sorry, we were talking about the video game thing.
Mm-hmm.
He has Derek has a side quest early on in the film. He can't find his coffee mug, and he searches for his coffee mug.
Yeah.
I didn't click in my head. It was a bit like kind of video gamey until you guys started talking about it. It was like his little yellow mug that he can't find. Mm-hmm. It's the only clean mug in the office.
That would be the tutorial area.
Yeah.
Right.
You know when they just give you something stupid to do when you're when you're learning the controls and stuff?
Walk around. This is how you walk around.
Yeah. That would be the tutorial area. Yeah. I wonder, it makes me really wonder if that was like part of the genesis of the film.
It feels like it.
Because it's so similar to a video game.
It is, yeah. And I'm even thinking of some of the later, like there's some wicked battles and kills in this movie. When they face off against the group that follows the siren, and that's like the first big, I guess, orgy of killing and death and mayhem.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's sort of, again, like a video game, so much violence happens, it's actually hard to keep track of it.
Yeah, it's just the whole...
I think there's a good hammer kill, there's like a buzzsaw or a circular saw kill.
Circular saw with a blade on it.
Yeah, so there's, and I think that gets jammed into someone and then started.
Them,
and then he starts it and
there's
fucking...
good ones.
That's the bull.
That guy in the...
Or not the bull,
the judge or whatever.
The bull, yeah, the bull. The guy who kicks the shit out of him.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, the tough guy.
Actually, when they're trying to break into his office, there's, like, two ladies at their desk in the background, and one's, like, yelling at her mom on the phone, and the other one's just chucking garbage at her head.
Yeah.
They're not even trying to kill each other. I was like...
They're just being dicks to each other.
They probably told the extras, just do what you think is, like you would do to your coworker.
Yeah.
I thought that was the funniest fucking thing.
Because because this is a pretty lighthearted movie, despite the fact that we're talking about capitalism and like all these dark overbearing themes.
Right.
It's a pretty light, fluffy film.
It's comedic in ways, yeah.
Yeah, and deliberately so.
Yep.
Deliberately so. Like very
action horror comedy.
Chaotic and absurd and
yeah.
Well, I going into this, like, I've seen this before, but I knew Steven Yeun wasn't going to die. He's invincible.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've seen that show.
Yeah.
they even make that joke in the show.
Yeah,
like that like you picked the wrong name, motherfucker.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Side tangent.
To get back to the basic bones of this movie, we already know her motivation is to get these motherfuckers who are greasing her and her grandma like that.
Taking their house.
But his motivation, what changes his tune, is that siren chick, his superior, I believe, his manager, sells him down the river for her fuck up, essentially, because he missed like one thing in the contract or something, and so she puts it all on him.
Yeah,
and then that gets him fired.
That's right. And
by the board or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They
go to the review.
They get the thumbs down thing, and
he appeals to speak with him privately, and does get up there with the siren.
Yeah.
But I mean, the siren. This is her game, right? She's got the ear.
Well,
of the
hence the name.
Hence the name. So she convinces.
Her words are poison.
Yeah, convinces boss that it was all Derek's fault, which it shows in some of the company ledgers they must keep about which files fall to which person.
That's what she says. Is that she's like, I can prove that you were the last person with the file or whatever.
They go and she says that there's like a sharing system between lawyers, like a workload share thing. So each lawyer has a little chunk in it, and they make it so Derek's character has
the chunk
that got met. Yeah, but he doesn't work with that company. Like, he even calls them later on, saying like. You've never met me. I don't know who you guys are. Well, I know who you are, but like talks. Like, he builds a makeshift phone out of old phone parts, which is the funniest thing. How does he have that like knowledge?
Because he's awesome.
I bet you he found a file in the game that had the instructions.
The training manual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I like Derek's response to the boss, though. I think the boss asks, okay, so then whose file was it? And he pulls back that little stick drawing that the boss had done about the soldiers and draws tits on the one shoulder. And pushes it back.
Yes.
I think we've seen enough. That's the end of him.
They also say when Towers is drawing, is he in a drawing mood? You think he'd be drawing, like painting something?
Mm-hmm.
But it's making stick
figures. Yeah. Super sophisticated guy with a Sharpie on a piece of paper.
Speaking of Donald Trump.
Yeah. Photographer.
Right, so that's what motivates Derek, and then that sort of unites them. They get sort of imprisoned together briefly
by the thug from Mr. Towers himself, right?
The Bull. I think his name is the Bull.
Yeah, that's when he's introduced, I think, the first time.
So
nobody knows his job description, but he works here.
He's basically, I think he's like the fixer kind of guy, the Mike Ehrmantraut of Breaking Bad kind of dude.
100%
is what was the vibe I was getting. He's just the guy who gets random odd jobs from the higher ups, essentially.
He's the muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that's like the 5th time you've brought up Breaking Bad on the show?
That's a great show.
It's a good show.
Derek and what's her name?
Derek and Melanie.
Melanie sort of uniting.
Derek and Melanie are prisoned together by the Bull, and that's where they sort of come up with their team that they're going to work together to try.
Sorry, we skipped over a huge part.
Oh, what did we skip?
Derek gets in prison first. Or no, he tries to go up to the elevator, and they don't let him. They stop him at a certain floor, and his buddy, like his best friend that you meet early on, who's like a vegan and he hates his life, but he's
a super zen.
He's a zen guy, yeah.
I know for a fact this character won't die.
Yeah, the guy that's all calm and peaceful and put together.
Yes,
and him
and the best friend of the main character.
Best friend.
Derek's getting the shit kicked out of him, and his buddy comes in to try to save the day, and the Bull ends up, or one of the security guards pushes him, and there's a nail on a board, and his head goes into it, and he dies, but also he's the one, like, the pacifist who's like, oh yeah, control your emotions. I fucking hate vegans, and I fucking hate kale.
Yeah. That's right.
But then, that's, like, the first time, that room that they're in is the room that Samara, or Melanie gets locked up in.
Yeah. And then, so they make their plan. They one way or another, through various means of effort, overpower the thugs holding them there.
It's the classic, we should work together because our goals now align.
Yeah, and that's what starts.
If you get to the top floor, I think he basically sells her on it. He's like, if we get up there, we can trash your mom's loan.
Right, and I'll give you the person that canceled your loan in the first place or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, if he gets up there, he gets the chance to plead his case to the board.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You can also see it in her eyes, like she just wants to fuck shit up.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's one. Her eyes are like her superpower.
Hell yeah.
Samara Weaving's eyes.
Yeah.
They're very intense.
Extremely. Yeah.
She weaves a web of eyes.
Wow. That is like. That's an all-timer, man.
Down.
I think that's an all-timer. And unplug the mic. We're done. That's it. That's the
show over.
That was the height. That's the highest height we'll ever reach.
It wasn't that high either, but that's as high as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She does a lot with her face, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. She does a lot with her face, from her eyes to her mouth, in similar ways where some people might say...
He said he doesn't mean it sexual. The more he talks, though.
You know what, now that I think about it. She puts a lot out with just facial features.
Yeah.
She's very expressive.
She has very evocative.
Yes.
Yeah, very evocative features.
Yeah. Like, even when she's not doing anything, she still has, like, that...
Well, it's the intensity of her... It's just the intensity.
Kill.
Yeah, the intensity of her eyes.
The babysitter. Like,
that's
why she's so good in that, too.
That's what I mean, yeah. She's got a presence to her, and it works extremely well for what she's doing with her acting abilities.
Yeah.
So this is what kind of kicks off the mayhem. This is where things kind of kick up, and it doesn't really stop much. This is the beginning of their stomp through the upper floors.
Yeah, now it's basically the main meat of the game, where you go through level by level, kicking the shit out of everybody, and then kill the boss at the end of each level.
Yeah. It's all blood and guts from here. Yeah.
Sorry, when Derek first gets the shit kicked out of him and thrown into the room with her, she's listening to a specific song in her headphones.
Yes, I know. What song is it?
I can't remember, but
shit.
Hold on. No, they kind of float early on that she might be kind of like a metalhead person, right?
Yeah.
And then later on, it's basically confirmed that the reason the movie is called Mayhem is because of the metal band Mayhem.
Yeah, that's
which is a really old school black metal band.
Yeah, do they play that song?
I can't remember exactly what song it is, but I'm assuming it is a Mayhem song. That would.
I'm pretty sure it is a Mayhem song. They have so many songs that sound kind of similar.
Because they put on a track later in the movie when they're having their big shit fucking fest. Sorry, in the sense of sorry. There's this because there's a song later in the movie that they play when they're having one of their big boss battles, and I think I wondered always if it was either the song that she's singing or a song from that band.
I imagine it's Mayhem, because I don't remember exactly why I took that note.
Yeah.
But I put Mayhem, like the metal band question mark, and then I basically crossed out the question mark and turned it into an exclamation point.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I noticed that too. I like that part. It's very endearing of her.
Well, any character who's a metalhead, instantly like you are.
Also, like if you're not a metal fan and you just enjoy watching movies like this, like you wouldn't know, but it's also like
so
they start their romp up the tower.
Yeah. So anyway, a bunch of people get fucking killed.
Tons of people die.
Yeah.
There's a few meetings throughout. So I mean, they go through and to collect the key cards. I think they go through. Someone has one of the lower level cards.
Yeah.
And then they go through the judge guy that fires.
I think the Siren is the first boss, or is she the second boss?
She's one of the last ones.
The judge is Larry's the first one, which is the bull.
Yes.
And he when they're going, like, they get into his office, he actually says, there's other people on this floor that have the exact same level 2 key card as me. Why are you attacking me? He's like, you fired me.
You're the one that fucking fired me.
He's like, I'm just doing my job. But you can tell he loves doing his job. He loves fucking with people so much.
Well, that's the classic, because it goes all the way back to Nazi Germany. Oh, we was just doing our jobs.
Right.
We was just doing our jobs, boss.
Yeah.
So, that, the more, to a certain extent, that excuse doesn't really hold water. Especially because you see how much enjoyment he gets out of being cruel and nasty.
Yeah,
and he kind of feels a little Nazi-esque. The way he walks with the cane, the metal cane. And
he's also basically a skinhead.
Yeah.
So
that's the kid. He's very much the character he's portraying. Yeah. He gets one of the cooler kills too. We talked about the circular saw on the grinder.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy that gets that.
Extreme measures.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was one of the ones I remember because there was like as we've kind of alluded to, it's sort of just like an orgy of blood.
Right.
Once you get to a certain point.
I think that's the first major kill.
It is. That's I think the first big. The bull would be the first big boss battle. I guess this would be the second. That gets him up to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Siren's the third, but she doesn't die.
No, that's once we get to her, her assistant sells her out, which is again the sort of corporate stab in the back thing. Because she says you can have my key card if you let me live or whatever.
Right.
And then her secretary or whatever says I already destroyed your key card.
Oh, she microwaves it. She like chucks a chunk of plastic, like burnt plastic.
She's like, I already fucking sold you guys out to the fucking bosses.
Yeah, so that key card's toast.
And then doesn't she kill the Siren also?
She does kill.
He doesn't actually even get the kill, which is surprising because she's like the big rival bastard like character in the movie who you're kind of waiting for, and he doesn't even. Which is it is ironic though, and I'm sure they did that on purpose because she was selling him down the river.
That's right.
In order to save herself, and then her assistant does the same thing to her.
Yeah. So they eat, dog eat dog.
He calls the guys from NVIDIA or
the firm, the other
that's
group.
Right. That's where he sets it up.
And then
he plays his master card that he had this other file sitting all along that proves something.
Yeah, and basically because he does that, that's. Like the boss gets the corpse of his friend and is like pissing on it and like films it and sends it to him and all this shit.
Yeah. Well, I think the boss lets him up to fight him for his job.
They do. Yeah, they let him. That's where we get to kind of the climax, so to speak.
The finale.
Yeah, the finale. Where
also that end fight is actually really entertaining.
Most of the fights are pretty slick.
I think they're pretty well choreographed. Yeah. I think I noticed some kind of dodgy effects. You can tell
it's a pretty amateur movie.
You can tell I think that the budget isn't
slow.
That they're kind of working with what they got, essentially, to a certain extent.
Yeah, because what they got is 2 big names and then a whole cast of...
Well, and before they were even really big names, because Samara Weaving still hadn't had Ready or Not was the following year.
Oh, really?
And that's her big breakout. Like, she'd already had The Babysitter I think at this point. I think that's 2015.
Really? Okay.
I think The Babysitter is 2015.
Wow, we did it. We should probably know, but guess who doesn't?
I think The Babysitter is 2015. This is 2017.
And then
so she's established.
That's a good run. She's
well established.
And she's done other things.
But those weren't
not like Ready or Not.
Cultural juggernauts. Like Ready or Not was like a big horror movie that a lot of people watched.
Which is so cool because when you think about her career, she's worked up to that movie, up to that Scream Queen horror movie.
Yeah.
Her screams are so savage, though.
I wonder, because she must have to be a real metalhead. Because in a lot of the movies she's done,
she always plays.
She has metal music.
Yeah, she's always got a lot.
Like the badass metal chick, but she's also still like
the
kind
punky pop. Yeah.
Oh, could she somehow get even cooler? I suppose.
If only she was real.
Yeah, so I guess that's basically takes us to the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. Final boss fight. He gets him with a golf club, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah, but
and then as you pointed out, he ends up chucking him over the stairs, which is symbolic because it sends him plummeting all the way to the bottom.
Because and this is how on the nose they are. Because John Towers falls through his towers to hit the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
Sorry, there's a really funny thing that Towers does throughout the movie. He keeps breaking the intercom phones with his
the smashing things. Yeah.
Linda!
Yeah.
This phone doesn't work!
Yeah. But there's a couple cheesy lines, too. There's one I wanted to mention that when Derek Cho shoots the bull with his gun, I believe, and he's what does he say? Something really stupid. Get me the gun out of his hands! And get me the hands off of his arms. It's like, well, you're taking the hands off, right?
It was
just
reminding
take the whole
me.
Arm off.
It was reminding me of In Bruges.
Right.
You're a fucking inanimate object.
Right.
Which is one of the funniest lines in probably cinema history.
But yeah, that takes us. That's the end. Yeah, that's the end of Mayhem.
So yeah, essentially, yes, they succeed. There's a brief tease that he's going to sell her out at the end. He doesn't actually sell her out.
No, they end on a happy note. In fact, it flashes forward.
I think it says 2
months.
A couple months where they're. He's a painter. Like he calls his sister, and his sister goes, "Oh, I hear you're painting. Right. I get a painting."
Which they touched earlier.
Which was what he used to do before he became a corporate whore. Essentially.
He in the intro to the movie, you see him painting the virus, like the actual the cell organism of the virus.
Yep.
And it kind of flashes through that throughout the movie, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that's a quiet place.
Yeah, and then after he quits at the very end, him and Melanie they're getting taught how to paint properly, and they're together.
That's right. Yeah, they are, and that's the important part. A happy ending where no one was sad at all.
Yes. I mean, all the bastards are dead. Again, very much like a video game.
Yeah.
Most video games end it's like, you got the princess, you win.
Exactly.
The classic video game ending.
Yeah.
So yeah, that basically wraps the film up, and it's, totally, it's a totally fine movie. I mean, it's very fluffy, but I mean, yeah, the score for it on RT I think was 84%, and it's like, yeah. Because, and I don't know if everybody actually knows how the Rotten Tomatoes scores are calculated, which is why, if a movie gets a 6 out of 10 on average, that's how it works, right? People, not everybody understands how those things are calculated. So, and yeah, this is pretty much a 6 out of 10 movie. If we're as we kind of jump into final thoughts, my final thoughts is I had it as a 2.5, but because I like Samara Weaving and Stephen Yeun so much, that I was like, yeah, okay, I'll bump it to 3.
I think,
and the metal, you got some metal references and just a bunch of blood and guts. So I was like, you know what? I was like, we can jump this up to 3. So yeah, it's essentially it's your quintessential 6 out of 10 movie.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'll agree. Actually, the Siren, she's a pretty famous actress now too. She's in a bunch of she's in that one cop show.
Yeah, and which is cool. She was pretty good in this movie. I don't watch a lot of those shows, but I do know that she's done more beyond this.
The actor's name is Carolyn Chikese as Kara Powell. So yeah, I don't know if that means.
I think 6 out of 10 is probably exactly what I would give this. it's not a lot of horror, it's more action, but there's just a lot of good kills, lots of blood, nothing to hate about that. I did notice, I think Rotten Tomatoes, and like I know you bring it up because Rotten Tomatoes is only as good as what's submitted, so if the average that's submitted is, high, but it was given an 84, that's excessive.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah,
that's good. I just, like I said, it's just, like some people look at that scale and think a 94% is like one of the best movies of the year, and it might be. Mm-hmm. It might also just be a movie that's very easy to like.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Like everybody likes it, nobody loves it kind of movie, which is probably closer to what this is. I think
that's where this comes in. Yeah. So don't go off of that.
It's worth watching. Like, not to say that it's not worth watching. It's totally, if you're looking for just a bloodbath, just an orgy of fucking blood and guts.
Yeah.
You could do a lot. Yeah, you could do a lot worse.
Hell yeah, and I think that's it. I had a lot of fun watching some other movies like Dead Alive, which was just a gore fest, and I thought I'll contribute one of the few gore fest movies that I appreciated, and that was it. That was my pick.
I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
and I had a fun time. I think this movie would have been better in the theaters with a group of people.
Yeah, with like the energy that would come with everybody being, excited,
laughing, and shouting, and just watching all the fucking horror.
It's a party murder movie for sure.
Yeah.
A Gorehounds movie for sure.
Yeah.
That wasn't even to be clever.
Gorehound.
Yeah, that's just a term I like. Gorehound.
Something of a filthy gorehound myself.
Yes. So I guess that wraps us up for our Mayhem conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That means is we have to bounce it to our friend Brady Silter, and he's going to tell us what we're watching next week.
Deathgasm!
Nice.
Pretty good.
Nice.
That's a pretty good metal scream.
Hell yeah.
Or metal growl, excuse me.
I didn't want to do this. I was like, because I didn't want to fuck the audience.
That's awesome.
Metal growl.
Deathgasm.
I'm familiar with the film. I haven't seen it, so this will be another first for me.
It's a first for me.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Sweet. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah.
Nerds, metalheads, and galore!
There we go. Yeah, so that's Deathgasm. Deathgasm is what we're doing next week, and we will see you in 7 days. And until then...
Keep your eyes open.
And we're out of here. Bye.
Ha 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 ha!